The biggest myth about learning to speak English fluently like a native English speaker is that you have to be and live in an English speaking country. That is simply not true, and I am living proof of it. As someone who did not grow or live in an English speaking scenario when learning English, this video will show you the whole strategy of how you can become a fluent speaker without living in an English speaking country. Stay tuned. Welcome back to another video in my channel. I am Francisca from English to Thrive, and in this video I truly want to show you how I did it, how I could learn to speak English fluently without having to live in an English speaking country. Let me tell you, that would save you up to thousands of dollars in an airplane ticket. So if you're excited, subscribe, like the video, and comment clarity below, because we're giving away free clarity calls to those ambitious professionals with a growth mindset that want to know where they're at, where they're feeling stuck, what their next goals are, and if truly English Confidence Method, our signature program, would be the best fit for you. So me and a member of my team can speak to you and give you some clarity. So comment clarity below and we'll send you the link to book. So I know that if you're watching this, you probably have done all the right things. You have studied a lot of English, you have learned a lot of the language, but you still don't feel like yourself. You still feel stuck and you understand almost everything, but when it's time to speak, you don't feel free. And that's what happens to many of my students and the people that I speak to every single day. And so, to be honest, they didn't need to go and live in an English speaking country. What they needed was a mindset shift. So many professionals come to me and they think the only way to become fluent is living abroad. I see this often, and I can tell you that by shifting that belief and going into different systems and habits, they can completely become fluent, and not only fluent but fully confident. Like Fabi, who honestly, she studied all the program, all the English Confidence Method, and implemented the methodology from Mexico. So her dream was to be in Canada, to work in an English speaking scenario and country, but before she traveled, she actually did the work to become super confident without living in an English speaking scenario. So instead of waiting, she gave herself permission to stop studying the language and starting living it, starting to make it part of her lifestyle, part of her identity. And no matter where she was, she could be in Mexico, she could be in Ecuador, she could be in Canada, she could be in the United States. It doesn't matter. What's most important is that you give yourself permission to live the language no matter where you are. So reading and watching content passively, that's not enough. To be fluent, your brain needs to respond automatically under pressure, whether that's through repetition, real world practice, identity level shifts, and all of that we teach inside of the English Confidence Method. So if you feel like this would be the natural step for you, comment clarity below and we'll send you the link to book. So one technique that I truly recommend to accelerate fluency, and you can do this from the comfort of your own home without having to be in an English speaking country, is the shadowing technique. I have a whole video where I explain this step by step. You can check it out here. But this strategy not only accelerates fluency, it makes you think in English. Now, like any other technique or any other skill, you have to be consistent. And that would be my next tip. See, you don't need to move abroad. What you need is to move through discomfort. You need to step out of the comfort zone more, like my student Pedro did. He is a musician. He's now currently in the United States. But before that, he was in Ecuador and he started implementing the system, and he started being super disciplined, implementing techniques like shadowing, like I mentioned, implementing our pronunciation system, implementing habits that were truly going to prepare him to think in English without being in an English-speaking country. So habits as simple as recording yourself or leading small moments of a conversation. If you are in your company and it's a multinational, speak up in meetings a little bit. Even if you're not in a multinational, maybe you can ask your colleagues and have a little method speaking time. By the way, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I recommend that you watch this video in which I talk about the method speaking technique. You need to start making English a priority no matter where you are. And speaking of priorities, you need to also build your own immersion system. So when I started learning English, I did not move abroad. The first time that I actually lived in an English-speaking country was when I was 26 and I did my master's degree. But by that time, I already spoke like this. So what happened is that I learned in a traditional classroom, but what made all the difference was that I changed my habits, my environment, my identity, and through simple things. And these are things that my students do as well. Like in social media, they start following native English speakers. They start following leaders on LinkedIn. They start listening to podcasts more and doing some shadowing, like Mavi here that told me as well, oh my God, now I do shadowing with podcasts that I love listening to all the time. And this is what happens, like those small things can go into your routine. And when she started making English her lifestyle, she suddenly told me funny things, like now she pronounces the "oh" a different way even when she speaks Spanish, or now she does amazing things with music, because learning and immersion does not have to be boring. It can be super fun, and that will motivate you to speak English fluently even more. You see, building immersion systems and having routines, when that happens, your brain starts to respond automatically, naturally. You also begin to start expressing opinions, leading conversations, speaking under pressure. Truly successful English speakers, they do not wait to be in an English-speaking country, and they do not wait for real life to happen in English. They make it happen. See, deliberately, repeatedly, until it becomes just a part of their lifestyle, until they become fluent on the inside, and that changes everything. You become someone else. And by the way, that is a choice that you make. As I've said in my social media accounts many times, is it going to be one day or day one? Is it going to be one day I'll start listening to English more? One day I will do the shadowing and increase my fluency habits. One day I will start practicing real life conversations in English in speaking clubs. Or is it going to be day one? This is the day where I start. Speaking of that, if you are an ambitious professional with a growth mindset that is ready to start, then this could be your day one. Book your clarity call. So comment clarity below and we'll send you a link to book to see where you are, where you want to be in your journey, and to see what are your English communication goals, and to see if English Confidence Method, our signature program, would be the perfect fit for you to achieve your goals in English. So speaking English fluently is also about who you become, and it's not necessarily about knowing more, but to know what to do with this skill, what to do with this tool. See, most professionals I work with, they already understand English, but they freeze, they overthink, and they just simplify themselves in English. And these professionals, it's not that they don't know the words, it's that they don't feel safe. They don't feel safe using them out loud. And English confidence method is all about mindset and expression and identity and confidence. It's about the person and professional you become when using English like a native. So yeah, as I told you, I've never truly lived in London or worked in New York or studied in Australia, but I do live in English fully, no matter where I am, and so do my students. So you see, the last takeaway I want you to have is that fluency and speaking English fluently is not a destination, it's a decision. And so if you want to be the professional who decides and is ready for not one day, but day one, English Confidence Method is your best program where you accelerate fluency and confidence like a native English speaker. So you go from feeling limited and frustrated with your English communication skills, with your personal professional growth in English, like many of my students do when they come to me, to feeling fully confident, fluent, native-like, to materialize career advancements in English-speaking scenarios. If you resonate with this transformation, then comment clarity below, and we'll send you a link to book a call with me or a member of my team. Alright, so now that you have your next action step, and hopefully this video provided a true mindset shift for you, roadmap to an immersion system, and the belief and the hope of becoming the professional that you deserve to be in English. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video, and I suggest this playlist next on thinking in English, which is a necessary skill that you can learn as well without living in an English speaking country, and this video that I recently uploaded on living the language. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.